What up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Dating. I'm your host, Zakka, and this episode I'm gonna mix it up. I'm trying to get more of a format going. So this first part we're gonna talk about like a YouTube reaction video. The second part gonna be some TikToks, and the third part we're gonna do AITA, or Am I the Jerk from Reddit. So that's what I'm gonna do on this episode going forward, unless I have a question that comes in that somebody wants me to answer. So this episode, starting off, we got another Courtney Ryan video who really puts out good work. You should go, if you're a guy looking for dating advice from a woman's perspective, definitely go check her out. She gives some good advice. But she brings up the whole thing about 63% of men under 30 are single. And this whole men are sexless under 30, this whole thing that's been going on for a few months now, it's a couple of years that people are talking about that men under 30 are sexless and having issues, and she brings it up again on another episode and she talks about it. But the reason why I'm talking about in this episode, because she actually asks for a guy perspective, and me, who is I would say fresh 30, I just turned 30 back last year here, so a fresh 30 who was, I wouldn't call myself single and sexless, but I would say I was a single man under 30 who would go a few months or go a couple of months, a year without having any interaction with women like that. So I'm going to talk about some things that she brings up here and talk about why. And then we'll read some of her comments as well, because she asked for a male perspective. And I'm going to tag her in this episode so that way she can react to this video if she wants to. But I'm going to play the video for you guys to get her thoughts on it first. And then we're going to break down some of the stuff that she talks about. I'm going to react to some of the things she talks about here, but I would definitely want to play it for you guys. So here we go.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today we're going to be talking about the fact that 63% of men under 30 are electively single. Let that sink in for a second. I know I've covered similar topics in the past, and this is kind of old news at this point, but I wanted to go through this with you guys and share some of my thoughts from a woman's perspective here, and even more specifically, a woman who makes content for men. Because the reality is that we are experiencing a tectonic shift in dating, and I see a lot of the aftermath in my comment section, in my DMs, in terms of questions that I receive from you guys, or just overall comments and your shared experiences. I actually got on my Instagram stories the other day and I asked my followers, what are the biggest struggles you're having with dating at the moment? I had men and women answer, mostly men of course.
And I'm going to jump around because it's a very good video that's long
later in the video after I go through some stats and other info first. But before we get into the stats, big thanks to AG1 for sponsoring today's video. AG1 is a comprehensive, all-in-one foundational nutrition that serves every single physical demand, no matter how busy your schedule is, with your first purchase. So now I just wanted to highlight some of the major statistics that I found on this topic. The first one being here that 63% of men under 30 are electively single, as I mentioned, and this is up from 51% in 2019. Experts are blaming erotic alone time online as a major culprit. The next one, in the worst case scenario, the young American man's social disconnect can have tragic consequences. Young men commit suicide at 4 times the rate of young women. The next statistic here is that women now collect nearly 60% of bachelor's degrees. Another one here, as of 2022, Pew Research Center found 30% of U.S. adults are neither married, living with a partner, nor engaged in a committed relationship. Nearly half of all young adults are single, 34% of women, and a whopping 63% of men. And you're probably thinking, well, how are only 34% of women single, but 63% of men are single? That is because a lot of women are dating the same men or going for the same men. Not great. And this one blew my mind, but honestly I wasn't that surprised. And it says only half of single men are actively seeking relationships or even casual dates. According to Pew, that figure is declining. So I really just wanted to gather those because that's kind of what we're going to be talking about for the rest of the video. Those were the biggest standout statistics to me in all of the research that I did here. I think there is a lot to unpack here, and we're going to kind of get into that, so let's get going. The first thing I wanted to do is share some of the most common Instagram responses that I got. So reading through the responses was interesting because I was reading the same responses over and over and over again, and it was very easy to sift through the data and pinpoint the most common responses. And I'm going to go more in depth with some of these a bit later because I all think they kind of fit into different categories. So again, I had asked, what are the biggest struggles you're having with dating at the moment? The first thing people said was hookup culture, people only wanting casual flings, not wanting to be in a long-term relationship or anything serious. The second was social anxiety, a fear of rejection, or just the overall approach. They're scared to approach women. Next was feeling hopeless and invisible. The next was ghosting and flaking, unrealistic expectations, no matches on dating apps, and just struggling to meet women in general. They don't know where to go, and worrying that they're going to end up alone. And if we have to narrow it down here, I think there are a few key reasons as to why these struggles that I just mentioned are the most common struggles that people are experiencing. I think there's a reason why these are happening and just continuing to become more prominent in people's lives. The first thing that I think is causing a lot of these problems is isolation. This here says, these statistics tell a sadder truth about this generation of men, NYU psych professor Niobe Way told the outlet. We're in a crisis of connection, Way said. Disconnection from ourselves and disconnection from each other, and it's getting worse. Absolutely agree with that. This says, in the early 1990s, 55% of men were reported to have 6 or more close friends. That percentage dwindled down to 27 in 2021, according to the American Perspective Survey. Now, 15% of men say they have no close personal friendships. Data compiled by the Survey Center on American Life found. I think a big reason for this is because men are taught to prioritize a career. After all, women tend to go for men who are more successful, who make more money, who are, have a higher social status, who do well in their career or make good money for themselves. And I think a lot of men also do this with the hopes that it will improve their dating life as well. Obviously, we know that women tend to look for men who are at their level or above, so it would make sense why men would then feel an extra need to prioritize their career because they think, okay, well, if I don't, then I'm probably not going to end up with the girl that I want or whatever. And as women, become more successful, we're earning 60%. It's obviously not good for the friendships in your life, but also for romantic relationships. It's having a lot of negative consequences there. And that leads me into my next point, which is dating apps, social media, and porn. This excerpt says, young men are watching a lot of social media, they're watching a lot of porn, and I think they're getting a lot of their needs met without having to go out. Young men are excessively turning to porn to satiate their sexual needs, which in turn is causing long-term consequences to their sexual well-being. Important aspects of mating strategy have been completely removed from dating altogether with the rise of apps and social media. You no longer get to experience the entirety of another human, and you're merely reduced to a set of photos and a one-sentence bio. But there are so many more things about men that make them attractive to women and make women like them. When you get to experience someone in person, there are so many more things that are added to the equation in terms of finding someone attractive than just the way that they look. But when you're only being exposed to the way someone looks and nothing else, and you can't experience that person at all, their humor, their charisma, the way they interact with people, the way they carry themselves, you're completely eliminating all of the other aspects that make men attractive to women. So it's no surprise that most men aren't getting matches or having any success on dating apps and therefore aren't dating. They aren't meeting people outside of their house or even from the convenience of their own homes on the apps. And the men who tend to do very well on dating apps are men who are extremely attractive or take really good photos. And all the women are swiping on them and not really swiping on the average looking men, because then they swipe and see the very attractive guy and they match and they automatically think, okay, well, if I can get that, I'm not going to go for anything less than that. But it's just an illusion of options. The next cause is situationships and hookup culture. So this has had a significant impact on the dating landscape in recent years and has had a multitude of negative consequences. One being the devaluation of traditional relationships. Many people now view dating and relationships as temporary and even disposable rather than something to be cherished or nurtured. Problems to you and end on kind of a good luck, Chuck. I really want to find solutions. I want to be able to give you guys ways to fix the problems I've outlined today. So I have some thoughts about this overall, and I would obviously love to hear yours down in the comments from a male point of view. If you're a woman watching this, obviously would love to hear what you think as well. But I think really getting a male perspective here would be helpful for me. I think it's also helpful for people trying to understand this issue as a whole. But I really do think this is a cultural challenge. It doesn't benefit men or women either, truth be told. And I think it's showing a huge lack of connection between the largest participating parties of our human existence. And again, although these issues are at a large scale level, I do believe that there are some things you can do as an individual that could certainly help. And of course, there are going to be aspects that are totally out of control, but I do think that it all starts with you. And these might sound silly, so bear with me, but the first solution I have is to get out of the house. We have seen that isolation is causing a lot of problems. Social media is causing a lot of problems. Not knowing where to meet women, not going anywhere, feeling stuck and alone is causing a lot of issues. So for dating success, yes, on improving your sociability and your overall well-being. The next thing is to stop watching porn and paying for explicit content. This is instant gratification with long-term negative consequences at its finest. In my opinion, it's just no good all around. Porn makes more money than the NBA, Major League Baseball, and NFL combined. Let that sink in. I don't think we can act like this isn't a big deal because clearly it is. It's a rabbit hole. It creates weird and transactional experiences with women. It also keeps men isolated since you feel like you're filling a sexual void without even having to leave your house or put in any effort with women. And don't get me wrong, I understand that's what some of you are looking for, but consider the fact that that is potentially part of the problem here. Another solution I have is to work on being the best you and be what you want to attract, as cliche as that sounds. I know it's easier said than done, but at the end of the day, you have to become someone that the person you want to be with would want to be with too. And I will be transparent, I have no idea what it's like to be a man. I don't know what it's like to feel so lonely that you turn to paying women on the internet to talk to you, or feeling hopeless and invisible and then not putting in any effort. I don't know what that's like, transparently. I'm not trying to discredit the way that you feel or just completely neglect your own experience as a man, but I do think that being a victim and wallowing in it and becoming hateful and bitter is the worst thing that you could possibly do. And I think that being the best you that you can be is something that everyone should be striving for, men and women. And this will obviously
I don't want to stop her face like that, but there you go. I'm going to end it on that note. Yeah, I'm going to end on that note. So Courtney, once again, I think she ended the video pretty well, and it's about you, comes down to it. And I definitely think if you're a guy looking for dating advice, looking for healthy dating advice from a female's perspective, she's a good person to listen to. She's probably one of the few good ones I listen out there that's not trying to start an argument, that's not trying to create a fuss, and not trying to get popularity based off of negative concepts or build her brand up off of just negativity. She actually tried to come with positive solutions. And she asked for a guy's perspective, so that's why we're here. Now, I made a few notes here for things that she talks about here. Now, I will say this. Courtney does not like porn. She does not like the adult industry. She's not about it, and she thinks that, no, you shouldn't be doing it if you're a guy. We had a whole episode about porn and about sexual discipline. We had a whole episode about that. And you guys can watch the episode and know how I feel about watching adult content and porn, which to me, I'm thinking, it's fine from a male perspective. It's fine. Be healthy with it. Do not understand that, okay, you get that instant gratification, but at the end of the day, that's not gonna last forever. The reason why you're dating, the reason why you're looking for a relationship, you want somebody to have fun with, want somebody to embrace life with, go on journeys, make you laugh. You want to find somebody who's a good friend of yours, also a good chemistry and connection. You don't get that with porn. We get that. It's a sexual instant gratification after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on if you're trying to find a good video or not. It's done. Out the way, you move on. But it doesn't fill the void of loneliness. It doesn't fill the void of having somebody to go through life with. It doesn't fill the void of somebody to fun and talk and joke with. And I'm going to talk about, more details about transactional. And my sister Kalisa, who was on here, Kylie, who was on here, and she talked about OnlyFans. It's transactional. You don't want to build as a guy, you don't want to go through OnlyFans. You don't want to build that relationship with somebody who's only using you for a dollar value. Do not do that. That's one thing why I think like gentlemen clubs, strip clubs, understand you going there is transactional. It's not a thing like this girl, oh my gosh, you know, she made me feel nice, she made me feel good. Yeah, she wanted that money that was in your pocket. You couldn't give her that money, she's not gonna treat you nice, treat you everything. So understand that when you get on OnlyFans, it's the same concept. Same exact concept. And if you're in a relationship, or somebody looking for something serious, that is not the way to go. Now, you're a guy who's like, I don't want to use women. I don't want to go out there and just hook up with women and use women and get on dating apps just to sleep around. If you're not one of those dudes, then one, do not use OnlyFans to hit that void. Like, handle your instant gratification with sex, like with porn. Get that instant gratification, but understand you're looking for something more important when you go on a dating app. So understand that you're looking for somebody who is going to be there a date, a partner. You're not looking for a one-night stand, you're looking for a partner, and you got to navigate differently. If you're a dude who's looking for a one-night stand, then, you know, get on dating apps, have at it, but understand that like not every girl's out there looking for a one-night stand, and porn can make sure you get the instant gratification that way you're not meeting somebody just to use them. And I think that's why people are like oh, watch porn. Porn's decreased for. Do you want guys just going walking outside and like, okay, I'm just talking to her just so I can hook up with her, sleep with her, and leave her there? Not every girl you're gonna meet is out there looking for just to sleep around. Guys, we can do that left and right and not think about it. A girl, that's not, the brain isn't wired that way for a woman to just like him sleep with and then leave. Like it's not that way. Talk to any other woman, talk to many women, they will tell you, listen to podcasts, read books, they will tell you that like, hey, I'm not just trying to sleep around. Like, it'd be nice to have a fun partner, but I'm not just trying to hook up and leave. One night stands are not fun. While a guy can be like, have sex with her, not really thinking anything of it and keep moving. Our brain just wired differently in that sense. But we're not taking advantage of women, not using women just as like sexual objects. Get on dating app and just swipe on every girl to hook up with, and not looking at a girl as a sexual object. Porn can get that instant gratification out the way, and that way when you actually am going on a date, you're actually going on to meet this girl because you genuinely want to get to know her, not because you just want to sleep with her and get it out the way. That's what I think the health benefit of the adult industry of porn is, versus just, oh, I'm going to do that, I'm hiding in this, so I don't have to speak to girls. That's not the situation. But we're going to go through some comments on her video. Other things they talked about that stood out to me in this video. So people talk about hookup culture. They're blaming hookup culture for why they're struggling with dating. I've never heard a guy say hookup culture is the reason why he can't find a date. Matter of fact, I think guys are more likely, if guys are talking about hookup culture, we're like, oh man, this is a great time. Like if everybody just want to have sex, I'm cool. Then it's time to find the right person to break it down. But it's not just like, a male perspective is not complaining about hookup culture. I never heard a guy say, all these girls out here just want to sleep with me, man. I can't find a girl who really want to find me for me. All these women just want to have sex. I never heard a guy say that. Never. I never heard a guy complain about wanting sex. Like, to me, too much sex. I never heard a guy say that. Never. Like, oh my gosh, every time you get on a dating app, the first thing she says is like, what's your size? You coming over tonight? Like, nah, it's not how the guy's perspective goes. So hookup culture is more, I would say more of a female actually modern day dating. I hear a lot more women talk about, man, all the dudes want to sleep with me, that's it. All the dudes open up the dating app and they send me dick pics. They send me this. And there are dudes out there who do that because some girl reacted to it in a way and the dude's like, well, it works for her, it works for this girl. So there are guys that would do that. I don't condone it. I actually don't like guys that do that kind of stuff, but that hookup culture is more of a, it's not a male perspective issue, it's more from the female side. Social anxiety. That has risen because of the pandemic, and a lot of people have social anxiety because of the pandemic, and we're trying to get used to that again. I can see guys not want to approach girls because of social anxiety, or approach girls because they don't want to feel creepy, don't want to be considered a creepy person, post on internet, Facebook, all that stuff because they approach a girl. I know guys don't want to approach because they don't want to seem creepy. I mentioned this before in my video, and I mentioned it before in other videos. If you have creepy intentions, you're gonna come off as creepy. If you come up with genuine, hey, I want to get to know you, nice to meet you, want to just say hi, you're not gonna have that issue. One, look at what the girl is doing, look what she's wearing, look like how she's, like my sister said, read the room. If she has headphones in, she's not gonna be bothered. However, like today I was talking to a friend and she's like, guys don't approach me. Like if a guy approach a girl, dudes will be, guys, if you approach women, you most likely will have a better chance to do it on a dating app. If you just go over and shoot your shot and understand the fear of rejection, you gotta get over that. It's gonna happen. Remember, you're not looking just to meet when you're going to approach a girl, you're not trying to look and find or say like, oh, you know, this girl is gonna be my favorite girl. Do not do all that stuff. Don't make her this big thing. Oh, this is my favorite girl. This could be the one. No, you're just gonna say hi. But you don't get to meet the one that you're looking for if you don't put yourself out there. Like, and it's okay that she rejects you. You're not looking to be a fit for every girl in the world. You're looking for the girl that's best fit for you. So it's okay to get rejected. And you know, okay, she wasn't the one. Let me go find somebody. Let me go, meet the next girl I find myself attracted to and go approach. You're looking for the best person to fit you. You're not looking trying to date everybody in the world. So it's okay to get rejected and just get used to that. That rejection comes. It's not against you. She just wasn't interested in you, but it's not against you. It's nothing against you, nothing you did. She wasn't feeling it, and that's fine. Then you go make somebody else, like the dating apps, right? Somebody swipe right on somebody, and they don't swipe back. She wasn't interested in you. It's okay. You keep moving. It's so fine. You're looking for the person to best fit you, not the person. You don't want to be a match for everybody. Remember that, and you're not gonna be a match for everybody. Unreal expectations, ghosting, feeling hopelessness, other things. Ghosting. Once again, I feel like, as a guy, I have been ghosted, but I would say majority is me ending things with girls before I get ghosted. I just be upfront and honest. But as a guy, I have been ghosted before, and once again, you get that. It's the same thing as I tell rejected. Like I'll just think of, okay, she wasn't the one for me. Let's keep moving. But it's a numbers game. Like sadly, it's a numbers game. You want to meet the right person, you have to put yourself out there. You just can't sit back and just wait for somebody to come. Especially when we're not approaching men. Guys, you have to be the ones to approach. And I can do a whole episode. Y'all want to talk about that, like how to approach properly, how to put yourself out there, put yourself in places. Not sure where to go is another one. Not sure where to go. Understand that. Especially if you're a guy who don't want to go to the clubs, you don't want to go to the bars, you don't want to go to, sporting events. What are you into? What are things you like? You like video games? Okay, maybe an arcade a place to go. Maybe an arcade bar is a place to go. If you're into cosplay and anime, maybe a Comic-Con convention, a convention is a place to go. If you're into sports, a sports game is the place to go. You don't have to go to clubs and bars to meet girls. You can go to different places, book clubs, book readings, libraries, anywhere where there's other people at. The gym. But the gym is one where you just can't hit on anybody at the gym. There gotta be a certain time and place to do that at the gym. You want to shoot your shot. But yoga, I was like classes, like a gym class, a yoga class, a workout class. Those are places where you meet people, and you might not meet the person that you're looking to date there, but you might meet somebody who has a friend who's looking, and they realize, oh, you two can work together. I'm gonna put y'all together. So that's where, like, what your hobbies are, what your interests are, start there. Movies, maybe you want to go to a movie club or movie group, find something like that. We have technology, social media. You can find groups and places and things to do, and put yourself out there and just go say hi to somebody. Start a conversation, get a group of friends, and then from there you can meet somebody out of that group circle. The unreal expectations. This was something that I myself had at one point, and I had to narrow it down. I remember I was like, dude, it'd be cool to find a girl who's into sports, and into fitness, and into anime, and into, what was my thing while I was younger? I was in my 20s. I want to say it wasn't Ninja Warrior. Like, she didn't have to be into Ninja Warrior. I think it was more of fitness. I wanted a girl who's into fitness. I wanted a girl who was into sports. and wanted a girl that was into anime and nerdy stuff, because those are things I like talking about. I want to find my best friend, somebody I can talk to and have a conversation with. Well, the lady that I am dating now, she's into sports and fitness, and she's open to anime and nerdy stuff. So I guess I hit the jackpot. But like, she's not a huge like anime fan, and that's completely fine with it. But she's open to it, and we have conversations. She's interested in where she likes me talking about the things I'm into. So therefore, I feel like I hit the jackpot. But like, it didn't. I was like, oh, she had to be super this, and like I know no. Nerds out there, my fellow nerds. The girl you talk to, the girl you're interested in, she doesn't have to know exactly what page Wolverine got his claws in X-Men Article 30. I don't know, just making some stuff up. They don't know to be so entrenched into the nerdiness that you're like, oh, she gotta be this. If she's open to it and not fetishizing you as a nerdy person, that's fine. Like, what you don't want is to date somebody who won't let you be you. My girl lets me be me. She lets me be myself. I can wear anime stuff around her, nerdy stuff around her, and there's no, you're wearing that today, or oh, I can't believe, I don't like when you wear those shirts. There's none of that. She lets me be me, and I'm completely happy with that and love her for it. As a guy who's into nerdy stuff, and you're looking for somebody who also into things that you're into, she doesn't have to hit every single box. One, she's a good person. I already knew the person I'm gonna meet is gonna be a good person. I won't date somebody who treats people horrible. I won't date somebody who's an evil person or a bad person. I'm not gonna do that. So I knew for a fact, like right off the bat, like, okay, the way she treats herself, the way she acts, the way she says things about herself, is what I'm gonna look for. It. Does she compliment others? Does she help out others? Does she go out her way to make sure like the waiter's also taken care of, and things of that nature? And she's like, no, not tipping the waiter. She's shutting the door in people's faces to open the door for people. Those things, I'm like, okay, this is not a good person I want to be around. She's talking crap about every little thing and shit talks people. That's not something somebody I want to be around. But somebody who's positive and like has positive affirmations, say things of that nature, definitely gonna be around that kind of person. And those things outweighs the fact that she might not be super nerdy, and that's perfectly fine. But yet she's competitive, so therefore she's down to play video games and down to go back and forth with me on Mario Kart or Miss Pac-Man. Like those things like that matter more. Competitiveness. She's into fitness and health. She's into health style and want to go work out and go on hikes and go do things like water, like I won't say water skiing, but not water skiing, but like swimming and just things of that nature, like out and do things. She's not more just, I'm not competitive. I don't really care about sports or games or anything of that nature. Like, okay, well, this might not be a good fit for me, but I understand. But find somebody who hit the things that you want, and don't have to be super specific. Literally, I got down to the point where I was like, she's into nerdy stuff, books, into like gaming, into nerdy stuff like books, gaming. What else I said on that list? I was like Marvel movies, so things of that nature. And then she's like into fitness. Those are two things I mean. And fitness for me was she's into like could be hiking, working out, whatever version of it. Volleyball, baseball, whatever it is that she's softball, whatever she wants to do, soccer, whatever it is, if she's into that kind of stuff, and then she has some form of like nerdiness, and for the most part, yes, and she's goofy and fun to be around. But anyway, let me start talking about my girlfriend and gushing about my girlfriend. But those things as a guy, like you need the unreal expectations, narrow them down. She don't have to be, this. Because a lot of guys feel like they want these girls who are freaks in the bed, but also this girl who didn't have sex with anybody, who didn't go out and do things, who just narrow and just kind of like, oh, I'm proper and prim and like, don't mess with me, not dirty, but then they want like a freak in the bed and all this stuff. Like those expectations are unrealistic. And as a guy, you can't have that. Or she has to be a certain size or certain this. Like, calm down. Change your expectation. For example, I don't have a type. I don't. I don't. And I think when you pigeonhole yourself to a type, you have this real expectation where she has to be this busty and this a big butt and slim waist, or she can't have a butt. She have big a big chest and all this stuff. Dudes, nah, change that. Or she can be a blonde or this or that. Like change that expectation. Be open to dating anybody, but look for their personality. Look for their character and how they act. Put that above everything else. And then they into sports and fitness. That's a check mark. They into nerdy stuff, that's a check mark. They're into things they're into, cooking, shopping, cleaning, all this, cleaning. I do like to clean, but coffee, whatever the case may be, if she's into all those things, all right, those are bonuses. But what are your core things you're looking for, and everything else can come after that. And that's what I found. I found somebody who hits my core things, and she filled in almost everything after that, and I love her for it. So that's me. All right, let's go ahead and look at some of these comments here from this, because I do want to get other guys' perspective on this, because I'm just one dude and Courtney asked for a couple dudes' perspectives, so let's see what they're talking about here. Get a drink of water, sorry guys. All right, this dude says a lot of men watch, this is from Dragon Mark 909. He goes, a lot of men watch porn as a consequence of being single and not a replacement for women. A lot of us, myself included, just gave up on dating entirely. Well, here's the thing. What are you looking for? What are you looking for in dating? Are you looking to date just to hook up? Well then, man, you're going to have a problem, because not every girl out there just wants to hook up. You can find those girls. You're just going to be swiping, or it might not be the type you're looking for. You might not be like, oh, this girl wants to hook up, but I'm not attracted to her. You can find that. If you're just looking to hook up, looking for a body, go all out. But if you're looking for something more, yeah, you will have to date. You just can't be sitting there like, well, this girl's into this. Like, what are you looking for? That's the question you start off with. What do you want as a guy? What are you looking for versus, I'm just looking for sex. Well, if you're just looking for sex, you're going to have a hard time. I'm just going to tell you that right now. The dude William Smith goes, being rejected and ignored by women growing up means we never learn how to date when we get the chance. So we come off as being undateable. The older we get, the harder it is to learn how to play the game. Now, actually, I feel like the older you get, it's easier to learn how to play the game, because one, you're smarter than you are when you're younger. Two, if you learn to listen for what women look for, you learn to hear what women go through, you'll be more empathetic to, okay, well, understand what women want. And to add to that, you are going to be in a more, and I hate to say finances are a part of it, but women like to date somebody who can be a provider. So you're going to have, your finances should be more, what's the word? Steady, stable, where you be able to date somebody who you're dating. Doesn't matter like how the pocketbook works. You don't have to worry about your bills. You can go out and take her on dates and get to know her. Now, do you need to take her on a fancy date right off the bat? No. My first date with my beautiful girlfriend was pool and Cheesecake Factory. We went to go play pool because she was into billiards. I'm into billiards. I love playing pool. And then we went to Cheesecake Factory. That was our first date. Yeah, I wouldn't say, 25-year-old me could do that. Probably not. 30-year-old me? Hell yeah. But it's because my finances are in the point where I am comfortable enough to go out and take her out on dates and be able to be there for her. Now you're like, Ali, well, finances shouldn't matter. However, you shouldn't put yourself in a situation where you want to take somebody on a date and then you can't afford, your bills and your living situation, your car getting towed because you couldn't afford a car. You would take a girl on a, $300 date. Date one. Nah, you don't have to do that. But if you genuinely care about somebody, you want to show them a good time and just want to have fun with them, and you're doing the things you talked about, I was like, hey, we talked about this, let's go do that. And you can do that, go do it. What's the part of it? And the older you get, the more stable you are to know that you can do that stuff and not worry about it. And playing the game, why are we playing games? We don't want to play the game. Now, you're playing the game, you're looking to hook up, then you can learn how to become a hookup artist. One, pickup lines don't work on anybody, so good luck with that. But if you're looking to hook up and play that game, dating apps is all there for it. But just be upfront with your intentions. This is from Large Gamer 1. I'm a 23-year-old guy. I honestly just stopped caring. I tried Tinder and all these apps and never gone anywhere. I have a lot of guy friends and the vast majority of them are also single. Here's the thing though, you gotta find happiness in your life. So many people, including my friends, get hung up on mindset of, oh, if I was in a relationship, my life would be much better. When that's not really the case. I personally don't let it bother me. I stay positive and live life to the fullest. And hey, if I meet someone someday, that's just a bonus. There you go. That's a perfect perspective on this. And not start caring. You're 23-year-olds, man. Women date older. A lot of women date older. So your dating pool at a 23-year-old is going to be small. You're probably looking from 20, 21, 22, 23. If you get ranges from 20 to 30, a 30-year-old lady might not be dropping that low unless she's looking to have fun. But she might, the likelihood of her dropping low is very likely. Now, 40-year-old might have fun with 23-year-old, but a lower, like an older lady, looks likely you're going to drop down. Now, I've experienced myself on the dating apps. 24, 25, 26, 27, 23, 24-year-olds match with me. 25, 26, I really got a match from a 30-year-old. I really got a match from a 29-year-old, 28-year-old. When I start getting older, when I start getting 27, 28, 29, I start getting matches from 30-year-olds, 31-year-olds, 32-year-olds, 33-year-olds, 34-year-olds, 24, 25, 26, 27, 22, 23. Like, it was all over the place. I started getting more matches from ages all over the place versus when I was younger, I really got matches from above. And then when I hit 30, I was like, the matches flowed in more. And I was like, huh, age is a thing. Okay, cool. Ooh, here's old one guy. Courtney, I've been single for 20 plus years. I'm 57. Just for perspective, I make $100K a year, have toys, boats, bikes, etc. I'm completely happy. I do get a lot of pushback on dating from coworkers about this. They say it's not natural. Here is all that I have to say is it happened to me. Once men are comfortable being single, it's going to be next to impossible to get them back on the dating scene. 20 plus years, he said. So he was 57, so 37. He was in a relationship. So this man been through it. He probably been married, probably been, he gone through the ups and downs of the relationship, and he just okay with being single. He's a bachelor. Nothing wrong with that. The man's having fun. He apparently, 100,000 a year, apparently dudes taking women on dates left and right, like boats, bikes. Good for him. Oh, okay, here you go. This is from Lee Everett, and that last guy was Clutch Shift Throttle. Oh, God. Okay, this is from Lee Everett. Women are dating older men. Women are dating other women. Many women are prioritizing career over relationships. Many women have insanely high standards where they only want the top 10%. Many men are addicted to porn and video. Oh, he's naming out the things in this video. Porn and video games to the point where they don't approach or even try. Oh my gosh, porn and video games. This guy. Many men have approached anxiety and zero self-esteem to try. Chads are dating multiple women at once. Many men are simply giving up and stop trying. This one Lee Everett sounds like somebody who's one of those guys. This dude's a complainer. This dude's putting everything else on, pushing things on everybody else versus his own self. Right off the bat, we hear a guy complain about women are dating older men. Women are dating other women. Women are prioritizing career over relationship. What about you, man? What are you looking for? What are you prioritizing? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to date younger women? Are you dating older women? What are you looking for? What is the things you're into? Addicted to porn and video games. I'm sorry, the industry is big out there. Video games is not, a lot of people playing video games, not just men. So you gotta explain that one to me. So what are you looking for? Why you can push no? And I think it's a lot of things. You hear guys on the internet complaining, but these are dudes who are not putting themselves in a situation to do better. You have to put yourself in a situation to do better. You have to put yourself in situations to meet others. If you're just sitting at home, well, I can't find a girl, are you going out? Are you enjoying life? Like the other guy said. I stop caring. If I meet somebody that's great, I'm gonna go out here and prioritize myself, love myself, go out and have fun. Instead of saying like, well, I gotta hit a certain status, I gotta hit a certain age, I gotta hit this. I was dating in my 20s, I wasn't like, I gotta hit a certain age. I just knew when I hit a certain age, I have more options, but I wasn't gonna stop me from dating in my younger 20s. And that's the same way you gotta look at it. Like, okay, I'm gonna continue dating. If I meet somebody who meets me and enjoy me and embrace me right now, great. Awesome, we're gonna keep going. But if she doesn't want me right now, that's on her. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna make sure I'm good and I'm gonna have fun. And that's what you need to look at dating. I kind of want to stop there. Maybe just Okay. I do. This is the last one, and then we'll move on. All right. This is from the Daily Jewels. In my experience as a 29-year-old man, it's gotten to the point where it feels like you need to be an extraordinary man to get a woman to care. It seems like as a man, I get more intimacy and interest from women that are in relationships. At least here in Seattle, that's how it is. And when a woman is single, how days and expressing interest. When a woman is single, how a days, I think he meant nowadays, and expressing interest is always very subtle, rife, and with game playing and mixed signals. And there's always an underlying feeling that you're completely with a bunch of other men, which is always the case, but it shines through in a lack of complete interest and communication with you. Okay. Like you said, going out and putting yourself in a new scenario and spaces, especially activities involving people, will always help expand options. But even when with putting in that work, it is still very hard to date and find someone worth committing to. It almost feels like the more you treat women badly and the like one of many, the more attention you get. Okay. That was a lot. All right. He said he felt like he get more intimacy and interest from women that are in relationships. Well, one, women in relationships have nothing to lose. They already have a committed partner. And the fact that he said intimacy, he might have intimacy wrong. He probably just getting somebody who's talking to him and care. But if he's getting intimacy from other women in a relationship, you need to be careful because that lady might be cheating. But let's say they're not cheating, the lady just giving him attention, like, hey, talking to him, hear him out. The woman who is single, they saying like want a bad guy or something like that. No, one is modern day dating. You just expect somebody you're speaking to is gonna be speaking to at least 2 other people. Just saying. Like, and not as like talking as in like committed or in a super hard relationship. It could be they're chatting with somebody on a dating app. It could be they talk to somebody on a date here and then they're also meeting, especially on a dating app. You expect the person you're talking to is also on a dating app, talking to a few other people, and you got to the point where you got to make it to the date and then they're seeing what's going on, what can happen next. So expect that. But if somebody's not giving you attention and you're putting effort and time into it, they're not getting that to you, then they're not 100% interested, you can move on. It's okay. Just remember that, like, you don't want to be sitting there simping for somebody who's not treating you the same way. But it is supposed to be hard. And not gonna lie, dating is supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be easy. And here's why. Because you're not looking to be a match, a mold for everybody. You're looking to be a mold for the person that best fits you, the person that you best get along with, the person that you have a good interaction with, a good chemistry and connection with. You're not supposed to be a good connector for 100,000 women, but maybe 5 to 10. And you meet one of those 5 to 10 and you guys vibe and really well work together. There you go. And you're happy. There you go. Satisfied, content. There you go. But you don't want to be a match and a mold and connected for all 100 and 100,000 women in this scenario I just made here. You don't want that. You don't want to be a person for everybody. You want to be a person for the best person that fits you. So it's supposed to be hard to date. Just realize that. Once you get used to that and understand that, then it will take some of that burden off of you where you feel like you have to be the one to meet the... Just like, hey, I'm going to go have fun, have a good time. It doesn't work out, we'll keep moving. If it does, hell yeah, it worked out. So... And put yourself, like you said earlier, in situations that you want to be put in. Go out, go to groups, go to parties, places where people are doing things, social gatherings, stuff like that. And just understand that dating is not supposed to be easy. If it was easy, where I have 100,000 people in relationships, 100,000 plus, almost everybody you meet is in a relationship if it was that easy. And they're not. Just saying. All right, that's enough of a lot of Courtney Ryan stuff here. We'll keep moving forward, keep going. And I've been sitting like this whole time, which is crazy because I didn't screenshot any of that. So we're going to keep moving forward, though. All right, let's do some few TikTok reactions. Then we're going to do it AITA and call it a night. So here is the first TikTok reaction video. This is from Magazine. Let's see what she is talking about. Losing platonic guy friends.
I have lost 100% of the guy friends who have said they liked me. Seriously, not a single guy friend that I've had in all my years that has confessed to me, I am still friends with. There was this TikTok video floating around of some guy saying, oh yeah, like girls, they know. Yeah, we know, and we're not gonna say anything because as soon as we acknowledge it, as soon as that secret's out in the open, that friendship is over. Like, if you tell me that you like me and I don't like you back, it seems selfish and inconsiderate for me to just keep being friends with you and just acting normal when I know that you want something more. The right thing to do feels like to give you your space so that you can move on. And it's always very sad. We're friends, and then they either tell me they like me or somehow it gets out, and then we both sort of have to acknowledge it. And oftentimes there's a period where they either ignore me or they ghost me, or in some cases they start getting really mean. And then we just don't really talk anymore, and you just kind of become very cordial with each other. I don't know, I think this is just like something that happens to girls that people don't really talk about.
So, the guy's perspective here on the situation with the dude approaching the girl. This is more of a younger dude kind of thing. You might find older guys, but usually a guy, if he really likes a girl, he's gonna tell her if he's older and risk that friendship. Because are you really being friends at that point? If a guy's interested in getting to know the girl because he want to ask her out and talk to her and try to be around her so he can get to know her and then ask her out, is he really being a true friend? Not really. If his intentions was to try to make this a relationship, but getting to know her, be friends that way, then make a relationship, that's not true intentions. That's not a good intention. What he should have did from the jump was like, hey, I like you. Do you like me? No. Awesome. Okay. Do you want to be friends? Like you said, now our friendship ends, it's over. I want to be friends with somebody who has feelings for me. That's fair. So the guy can ask that. But she's like, yeah, I'm cool to be friends. And then from there, you be cordial with each other and keep moving forward and understand that, like, she doesn't see you interested. Okay, take your L, man. And you'll find somebody else who actually will be interested in you. Versus hanging around like, oh, I think she likes me. I don't think she likes me. I think she likes me. I don't think she likes me. She's like, I'm just being friends. I'm not even trying to be, sexually attracted with you or try to pursue a relationship with you. I'm just being friends, like hanging out with friends. And the dude like, well, we do all the things like friends and we're all this. Why don't you see me as a relationship? I don't. I didn't see you attracted that way. As a friend, yes, but relationship, I don't. And the guy, as a dude, you should be right the bat. You are attracted to a girl and friendship, if you say, hey, I'm attracted to you, it doesn't work out, she says no, and you want to be friends, and she says no to that, then move on. She says, yes, cool, be friends, then be friends. Don't be anything like, don't try to be anything more. But don't sit around like, I think she like me, I think she like me, I don't think she like me, I think she like me, I don't think she like me. Go out the back, get it out the way, and be much easier for both of y'all. Alright, next video. Oh, Can I Vibe With Y'all podcast? They've been on here before, so let's see what we got. Do you think you can be friends?
Do you think you could be friends with a man that you find attractive?
This is a sore subject for me.
A sore? Oh, let's get into it.
Go. I don't know if I was in the friend zone. I mean, I'm pretty sure I was in the friend zone.
If you have to question it, you probably were.
I'm pretty sure I was in the friend zone for like 6 years.
Damn.
Wow,
Wait,
that's a long time.
But stuck in it
6
out.
years.
No, we were just friends, but I went like secretly like I liked him. Finally, we finally hooked up, and then we were like in love for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then he moved on.
He moved on.
It's a long. I'm condensing.
She said he moved on.
I'm condensing the story.
You just claiming y'all were in love. I don't think he was in love.
It's like a.
One of the reasons why I get out the way. Now, he finally got his moment. He went, apparently, I'm going to assume that he made the first move, because she's like, they've been 6 years, they was in friend zone, and then he probably made the move after like 6 years, like, oh, what, no. Let's go to my friends, broke up with somebody, let's go to my good people I think that might be attracted to me. Let me talk to her, see what she's about. Or she blew up, like bloomed up and everything, and and he was like, oh, I think I find you attractive now. Let me talk to you. And then, 2 or 3 weeks after he had his fun, had sex, whatever the case may be, and then he was like, this is not going to work as a relationship, and he moved on. If he actually was attracted to her 6 years along, like the dude played around with her for 6 years, kept her around, and then finally decided to hit her up. And then she could have done the same thing. She could have kept her around for 6 years. Women don't make the first move, so I can't really say that was on her. It's more on him. But when he finally made the move, she was like, "Oh, this is it. This is the moment." And then he had his feel. Hate to say it, had his feel and was like, "All right, I'm moving on." It was fun. I got to have sex with you. Got to hook up with you. Got that fancy out the way. Next person. Ending it. That sucks. That one actually sucks. All right. So I would say that friend one thing. If you question, I was like, as a girl, you can call him out on it. Hey, are you attracted to me? Because a dude might be like, huh? If he says no, or I'm like, no, I'm not attracted to you. Like, no. Then no, he definitely not attracted to me. He goes, huh? What did you say? Or, am I attracted to you? And stood there for a moment like, yeah, he has feelings. But now, is it worth ending a friendship over those feelings? Nah, not all the time. As a guy, like, it's not worth ending your friendship over feelings because you find your friend attractive. But to sit there and tell somebody to play around in the friend zone for, 6 years, that dude should never even try that. He should just let it be. All right, next video. And maybe actually he could have tried it. Why not? Because like there are people who known each other for years and they start dating. And I guess if it worked out, it worked out. If it didn't, then it did. But the fact that he moved on, he could have been like, yeah, sorry, like I thought it'd be fun. Can we go back to being friends? I guess that's it. It's hard to do that. If you like 6 years knowing somebody and then I don't know, you should have moved on. Maybe you could kiss a bit of her friend. That's actually a tough one. Cause he got his feel, that's for sure. That's one thing for sure. He got his feel. But she said she was in love. That was in love. And thought was it. And he was like, nah, it's not. And he moved on. So maybe I think he was in the wrong for that one for sure. Maybe he's like, hey, we can try to see what happens. And maybe the reason why 6 years happened so long. Because 6 years. It's crazy. All right, next video. Same group, Can I Vibe With Y'all podcast.
They're 6, but they're obsessed with anime and regularly quote from. Absolutely not. No. Well, sorry to offend you, but it's just not for me. Like I like reality TV shows, and nobody likes reality TV shows.
I hate reality.
That's equivalent to anime.
Reality TV is equivalent to anime.
It's just not giving what I need it to give. Yeah, I guess a 5. No, 4. No, 3. I'm not even gonna lie, 2.
Wow.
I wish, because I can picture texting like my girls being like, "Oh my god, he's cute, but he likes anime," and I just know they would all be like, "Oh my god." They're 6, but
she cared about what her friends think. If that was the thing. They're hot but they like anime or they like reality TV. And you tell your friends and your friends will eye roll and go, oh my gosh. Like then that's not, you don't want to date somebody who gets validation from their friends on what your partner likes and interested in. That's not good. Like your partner, if you're dating somebody, your partner should be okay with your happiness. Now, she's being honest. She don't want to date somebody who likes anime. That's her prerogative. But they say that their attraction level goes down because of that. That's messed up because she's like, her friends with eye roll. Oh my god, had she ever tried anime? Had she tried to watch it? And anime just means Japanese animation. What about like cartoons? SpongeBob, you like that? No, okay. Then Disney movies, Little Mermaid, Toy Story, The Incredibles. If you're like, yeah, I hate all animation, they're like, okay, then you're not a fun person. For me, you wouldn't be a fun person. Because I'm about to sit down, I'm about to pop an episode of Kim Possible, and I'm going to have a good time. And that's not anime, that's just cartoons. So I would say as a guy, if you meet a girl who's like that, like, but they watch anime, and you're into anime and nerdy stuff, don't even mess with her. She's cute, but she's really hot. But you're not like, when it comes down to it, 2 weeks, 3 weeks down the line, and y'all finally get to know each other, and you have nothing else in common, you're not talking about anything, you be like sitting there twiddling your thumbs like, I'm just here because you're hot. That's not good. That's not good. So at least find somebody you have some common interest in. common interests and things with, because she's not gonna sit there. You trying to watch One Piece? She's not gonna watch One Piece with you. She's probably gonna complain and like huff and like whine, like, okay, we're gonna watch something I want to watch, or you're not gonna watch anything you ever get to want to watch when you're around her. She's purely taking over and watching what she wants to watch, and you don't want to be that guy. All right, we're gonna do 2 more videos. What's this? This is from Stormy P.
Seeing this little uprising of everyone talking about, oh, I want a corny. Sis, you can't handle a corny. As soon as he starts speaking a high Valerian or start doing a Naruto run, you're not going to get it. You're not going to understand. You've been dealing with a bunch of futures, and now, unfortunately, they've turned you into a future. So you're going to run into this fine specimen that you have declared a corny, and you ain't going to know what to do with him. What you going to do when he pull out his katana sword, sis? Tell your friends he wear the shit. Why is he deemed corny? Because he don't want to go out and club 24/7? Because he may not indulge in drugs and drinking and stuff? This man may not understand why you behave the way you do too. Why you're arguing in the comments in the shade room with people you don't know. This is unfathomable for him. He's not going to get it, sis. He's not going to understand why you in Spice Gang showing you. He's not going to get it. Leave them to their tribe. Don't be out here trying to do a whole bunch of extra, especially if you're closed-minded.
Interesting. Okay, so she pretty much the opposite. Like, that message would be more for a girl who saying like she want a corny guy. I guess what we're getting called now. But a dude who's into anime, into nerdy stuff. She's like, oh, you want that kind of guy because they seem safe. They don't like not gonna go out and party. And I've been seeing a lot of wave videos on TikTok about, and maybe because I'm into nerdy TikToks if I'm getting it, but about a lot of like women like saying like, oh, I want a nerdy guy because he's not gonna be going out. He's gonna be sitting at home playing video games or sitting there talking with his friends, or he's not gonna be going out to the club and partying every week and drinking every week because he'll be at home playing video games, watching anime, whatever the case may be, watching MCU, DC, Marvel, Superman, all this stuff, kind of saying that, out of the way. Maybe he's going to the bookstore collecting mangas or comic books, and he's not out there in the streets. They're like, oh, we gotta get that kind of guy. But then at the same time, not like embrace into that world. Like, oh, he does all that. It's corny. And yeah, he might be secure, it might be safe, but he doesn't go out and do things. He doesn't get all these like arguments, and I'm not gonna really connect with him. It's like she said, if you're not into it, don't try to go find that guy to try to say, oh, okay, I can watch some Naruto, or no, was it Naruto? It's not Naruto. People want to say Naruto. It's like Naruto, or I can watch some Bleach. I can watch that, like. But if you're not gonna be about it, don't try to fake about it. Like, be honest, be upfront with yourself, and say like, hey, I like that, but you do what you do. And I'm gonna do what I do, and we get along. But like, don't try to fake the funk. And that's what she's trying to say. Like, the other girl is like, I'm not. He's cute, but he watches anime. She dropped him down. She don't need to try to date somebody who's into that stuff because she will try to fake that funk. And she tell you, don't fake the funk. Be who you are. If they're into nerdy stuff, and that's fine. Because I actually dated girls who was like, nerdy dudes turn me on. I don't like anything they do. I don't know about it, but just the concept of them getting geeked out and geeking over the things they love, that turns me on. And I like that. But she's like, I would never watch it at all. She's like, it was kind of weird getting fantasized about being a nerd. I was like, huh. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take a win. Hey, a win's a win. To me, if somebody find that attractive, give me that dub. But at the same time, I was like, as for me personally, I was like, I gonna need somebody who at least gonna, sit there and watch a Marvel movie with me, and at least be okay that I'm gonna watch this and not try to have me turn it off and put something else on. That's where I find myself at. Like, let's watch an episode of Proud Family. Let's watch a cartoon. Let's watch SpongeBob. Let's watch Fairly Odd Parents. Let's watch, Dragon Ball Z. Let's watch Adventure Time. And be down with that, and not try to put on the Real Housewives, or let's put on music videos, let's put on this. Okay, that's what you want to watch, cool, but I don't want to sit there and watch it. Over your place, we'll watch it. Over my place, let me watch what I want to watch. And you gotta be okay with that. You can't just be like, say I want that, and then not try to dabble. That's all I gotta say. All right, next video. All right, this will be the last one for TikTok.
If guys are just looking, why do y'all start relationship conversations or
It's an ace metaphor.
Quit believing when these men are saying, I just want to. What they're searching for is intimacy. I'm telling you, and they don't know how to explain it. They think it makes them soft for saying it, but if it was just sex, they'd pay for it. No, seriously, it's the connection. It is you coming over.
Explain it.
It's more to it. You're not just showing up naked and leaving. Most likely, y'all talking, y'all texting, y'all might go on a date. Most likely, when you do come over, y'all cuddle a little bit, y'all watch a movie. It is that intimate connection that he wants paramount. And the sex is the plus.
So is it access to a woman?
Access to having intimacy from a woman.
Okay.
But you do not desire the work of a relationship. So what you do is you get the milk and you lease the cow. And y'all be mooing for these.
Tonight's conversation. I actually probably go follow that. I'm just curious because they had different clips with them on it and different videos. But, all right. That's from Ace Metaphor. I guess he was on that episode. Tonight's conversation. Apple Music Store, Google Play. Hope they're on YouTube. But why do dudes start relationships and they don't want a relationship? Or they only want sex, but let me go back to play what she said again. Because I want to get the actual words. I don't want to mess this up.
If guys are just looking, why do y'all start relationship conversations or?
So he's saying because guys want intimacy. And there's probably dudes out there who want intimacy and they want to have that person there to cuddle with and hold, but also at the same time, they want sex. Let's just assume every guy's gonna talk to a girl he's attracted to, he's gonna want to have sex with her. Unless he's asexual, but then, okay, he don't find anybody sexually attractive, but that intimacy and that connection, that person, he's not gonna try to have sex with you to make that happen. This dude says access. Ace Metaphor said, yeah, if the guy can, if he really wanted sex that bad, he will pay for it. Yeah, that's true. That's true if you can find it. But I don't know. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know. I just feel like it wouldn't be cheap. And I'm not saying go pay for sex. Not trying to do that. But I guess OnlyFans. But then again, OnlyFans, you're just talking to somebody. There's no in-person connection. So he's saying dude can pay for it. All right, dude got money. You pay for it. But let's assume not everybody has money to pay for sex. All right. So let's throw that out the window. Access. One guy said it was because of access. Probably is access. It's easier to fake the phone, say I want a relationship so I can get laid, than be upfront and honest. Because like I said earlier, if a guy's upfront and honest about having, like, I just want to have sex, the girl, it's going to the girl, be like, no. And majority of the girls you'll meet are going to say no. Go ask, like, I'm trying to think, how many men, try to get a man to say that? Like, go ask, like, if a girl came up to a guy and asked, like, hey, you want to have sex? I'm going to tell you probably 8 out of 10 men will say yes. You just want to have sex? Let's go have sex. Like, that's it. No string attached. 8 out of 10 men are going to say yes. You go up to a woman and ask, a guy goes to a woman and asks, let's go have sex. Maybe 1 out of 10 might say yes. And no string attached. Just go have sex and then go about your business. Like, guys will play this game because they want to have sex. They don't want really a true relationship just yet. Unless they really value a relationship, they really want to have a relationship, they'll put time and effort to make that relationship happen. And ladies, for a dude, I'm not saying you need to play a game, but just ask the guy what his true intentions are. Like, what do you want out of this? Be upfront with me. Like, just gotta tell me what you want. And then watch his actions. If you think he's all in for sex, he's probably not gonna be around for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. If you want to like wait and say, hey, I want to actually make sure we're actually ready for it. But then also got to realize that dude, you do that to a guy, that dude gonna be into it. He's gonna be there for you. You're like, all right, we'll wait for having sex to be into it. Versus first date, second date, third date. All right, cool, let's have sex, and then the fourth date we don't talk to each other. If that third date, like, I don't have sex, cool. Don't have sex. But if you definitely want to have sex, then go have sex with him. But the guy, if he generally want to be with you, he's gonna be with you, and he's gonna, like I said earlier, he's gonna fake the phone about sex because he knows that ladies are not just gonna be up and say, I want to have sex too right off the bat. It's not gonna happen. So he's gonna fake it. Intimacy wise, I'm literally trying to put myself in a situation where I had sex with a girl, and I would say I was somebody who rushed. As one big weakness of mine, I would rush. So I would put myself in situations where we're cuddling, the moment's right, all of a sudden, we have sex. And then be like, all right, let's keep talking, let's keep dating. I'll try to take on more dates, stuff like that. And then after a while, I'm just like, all right, these dates, I feel like we don't have a connection. And for me, it could have been 3 dates, 4 dates, 5 dates, 6 dates, where I'm like, okay, we're not really vibing like I think, but sex wasn't really a part of it. But guys who want to have sex right off the bat, they're not going to fake that long. They're not going to be around. I'm not saying fake is the word because I wasn't faking, but it won't be around that long. They get sex and be gone. Like, all right, next person. And if they know they're going to work harder for sex, they're going to not put all that much effort into it to try to get there. So you might see them fade away after 4 dates, 3 dates. Second date, if they're not sex, they don't see sex on the horizon. They see sex there, then dude might stay around. But if they're just as an upfront answer, what do you really want? What are you looking for? What do you see? Where you see this? Like it could be third date, fourth date, fifth date. You can ask that question. Where do you see this going? That may be too serious. But you're like, hey, I'm here to have fun. But what about you? Where do you see this going? You can ask that question and see what a guy says. But also watch his actions too. Watch what he does. All right, I'm gonna end the TikTok videos right there, and let's do the last piece of this episode. Am I the jerk, or AITA, as Reddit calls it? So we'll go ahead and do that, and let me get the phone out. All right, so am I the jerk, or AITA? I'm gonna blur it out for YouTube. Dating someone because it logically makes sense, but I have no attraction towards them. So I am a arrogance, and my partner knows that, at least the ace part, arrow ace. Not sure what that is, so sorry for not being smart, guys. Why not the arrow part? Because honestly, I am still not sure about it, but that feels the closest fitting label, and she knows that too. This post is not about labels though. The fact that this is my first relationship plus my aceness has kind of left me in a weird place. I am never sure where the lines are, and also I don't know where our middle ground is when it comes to intimacy or showing affection. Ideally, I would just like to talk about it and sort it all out. But my partner is very careful and won't bring things up. And for me, I don't have the social skills to understand when is the right time and what is the right way to bring up this conversation. I don't mind doing I don't mind doing most romantic actions. I guess I'm romance favorable and different, and I often bring those up as things we can do, very awkwardly, of course. I gotta look up where arrow ace is, so let me pull this a romantic arrow ace definition. Aromantic asexual. So also known as arrow ace. Aromanticism and asexuality are both spectrums, meaning all arrow ace individuals experience attraction differently, if at all. For me personally, I feel both lack of and repulsion of sexual attraction towards other. Repulsion. A person who is aromantic and asexual. So what's an aromantic? Aromantic. Aromantic, experiencing little or no romantic attraction to anyone, not having romantic feelings. Okay. So this person's asexual, so they don't find anybody sexually attractive, and they're aromantic, which means they're not romantic to people. All right. So now that so let's go back to the post here. Now the part where I believe I could be behaving ash-ho-ish, I think I really like her, but the things I like about her are very logical. You know how we often talk about choosing crushes when we were kids because that's what we had taught everyone else was doing. I think now I have found a compatible person and choose to date them, but I know that's not the only reason she is dating me. She has mentioned liking the way I look and being attracted to me from the start. So after understanding the difference in our motivations, I'm not sure if it's right for me to date her just because she is someone who is okay with me being ace and compatible with me in other cases. A part of me feels like I am being unfair to her, and I know it's not up to me to decide what she wants in relationships, and right now she has chosen to date me. I still feel like I'm not being fair to her somehow. I'm also worried that feeling this way might make me feel pressure to participate in things that I won't fully feel comfortable with, not that she ever will force me to. Apparently, somebody said, good thing you did not post this on AITA because you're breaking Rule 7, post interpersonal conflict. Since your partner does not consider you an a-hole, what would you not knowing any of it yet? The conflict is purely in your head and there's nothing for us to arbitrate. Yeah, this is more of a person thing. Like, okay, you feel like your partner chooses you. Your partner's okay with you, and you feel like you don't feel comfortable in a relationship or okay with dating your partner more logically than dating your partner more logically versus dating them, romantically, and your partner's okay with it. That's perfectly fine. If you feel like there's some kind of issue with that and you want to get a better understanding of more confidence or more, you want a better answer, I would say, from your partner, go talk to your partner. And you don't know when to bring it up, like, hey, how's the kind of check in with the relationship. That's pretty much what it sounds like. You want to check in the relationship, see, are you guys still good? See, you guys are, still fine. And that's great to do. It's good to check in your relationship, see where you guys are at, and see where you guys still feel like where you guys are going, and see guys where you all want to go in the future. That's great. Talk to her. And you're like, I don't know when to talk about being awkward. Well, how about when you guys sit on the couch together, when y'all watching the movie together, when y'all doing like cooking or something where it's just the two of y'all. It doesn't be a big crowd. Maybe you're laying in bed next to each other. And y'all want to have this conversation. Maybe not before you go to bed. Maybe you're coming home from work, sitting down on the couch or watch a show, watching a movie, and you say, babe, I want to talk to you about something. Or when y'all driving somewhere, like maybe those are the times we can bring up the conversation and say, hey, I just want to check in a relationship. Are you still comfortable with me being aro ace? Are you comfortable with me being, not sexually, being asexual and aromantic? Are you okay with that? Are you still good with that? I just want to make sure, I'm okay with you being this way. And apparently she's not forcing you to do anything. I won't put you in situations to do anything because she's happy with who you are. Then, have a conversation with her. Just take a moment, talk to her, and see, hey, I just want to check in a relationship. And when you the time to do it, you're not sure. When you guys are watching the show together, 7 o'clock on a Friday night, you're watching the show, sitting down, chilling, or you guys are cooking together, waiting for the food to get done. That's the time you bring the conversation up. Like that. Just like, hey, I just want to check in a relationship, see where we're at. And you probably be right. She's like, hey, I'm still down. So I think the time to do it when you guys are both alone, both chilling, relaxing, time to bring it up. Alright guys, that's it for this episode of Nerdy Dating. I know it's been a long one and I appreciate you guys for sticking to the end. Is there a conversation or a question you want to ask me? Please type it in the comment section below or send it to alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching this episode and keep being awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating you want to put in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you and keep being awesome.